this morning I was greeted to an article in Fox News that involved Ricky Gervais. I know Ricky Gervais is a very controversial comedian who's had a lot of things to say about a lot of things over the past, right? He's made some controversial remarks that landed him in hot water, but he's always stood by what he has said. Hey guys, hey everyone, Ellie, hey Pablo. He's always stood by what he has said. Mark, Adam, hi guys. Everything that he said in the past, his opinions are unwavering. And today he told Metro in an article published by Fox News about his opinions on cancel culture. Now, of course, Ricky has talked about this before because he is a comedian. They say that nothing is off limits in comedy, as we've seen with multiple specials on Netflix from Dave Chappelle, who has talked about transgender folks, who has talked about LGBTQ+, who has made open jokes about molestation and Michael Jackson. Again, they say nothing is off limits in comedy. But in 2020, have we taken cancel culture too far? Is cancel culture becoming the norm? Is it becoming a knee-jerk reaction? When I think about cancel culture, I think that, yes, it has a tendency to be problematic, because here's the thing. Now, I'm going to sit up for this because I'm on my soapbox. Just kidding. But, yes, there are egregious things that people can do and have done that warrants them to be canceled. And let's take it back further. People have been canceling people for decades. It's only been in the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years that the colloquialism of canceling someone has become paramount. Why, you may ask, is because of something called social media. Millions of people at any given time across the world have thousands of people following them at any time that are looking for their opinion and subscribe to their opinion. I have 51,000 followers on Instagram. I have 30,000 followers on Twitter. I could easily post something that I feel is offensive that someone has said, or I feel needs to be vocalized, and there's going to be at least 3% of my followers who are going to agree with me, retweet that, and then attach to that. Now, some things go viral. Some opinions by people who have bigger platforms go viral. And the term canceling is also a weapon that a lot of people now use to have people removed from their jobs, have their livelihoods affected, have their families torn apart, incur financial stress. There's a lot of things that come with canceling. One person who is on the hot seat right now is Ellen DeGeneres, who for 17 seasons has built a brand on the phrase "be kind to one another." Now, we know, of course, that Ellen has come under fire for the toxic nature, allegedly, that has come to the forefront from people that have worked on her show currently and previously. BuzzFeed News did a scathing expose back in June, I think it was, in regards to what has been going on behind the scenes at the Ellen Show. But that's not the first time that we've heard these stories about the culture on Ellen. Take it back to April of this year. Past guests have said that she wasn't the nicest person, but yet she had a Netflix, what do you call it? Stand-up special, comedy special called Relatable, where Ellen banks on what makes her so loved, and that is because she is so relatable. I think that cancel culture is definitely something that it's dangerous. It's a slippery slope. Again, there are things that people need to be held accountable for, right? Cancel culture is the weapon that the court of public opinion uses to voice their disdain and their discordance with something they don't like. But when do we take it too far? And what's the difference between canceling someone or just having a difference of opinion? It's tricky, right? It's one of those it's a tricky thing. Let's see what the comments say. Hey, hi Adam. Last danger go. Absolutely. In 2020, we've taken everything too far, and I will say that we're also living in a time that's heightened because of what? COVID, right? Because of unemployment, because of civil unrest, racial injustice. We are, I would feel, in my lifetime, the most sensitive we've ever been because of everything we've just experienced. We are traumatized. We are absolutely traumatized. And I use that word not lightly because we have all experienced some kind of trauma. Our lives have been upended as we know it very quickly. March 17th in Los Angeles is when we went into quarantine. Never in my so many years on this planet have I not been able to go somewhere without the fear of, one, catching a silent killer. We don't know who has COVID. We don't know who is asymptomatic, right? Never in my life have I ever been more afraid to be Black because of what's happening, what's played out in front of our own eyes, what's outside our front door, the violence that's outside our front door. So back to cancel culture. I understand why people have a knee-jerk reaction when it comes to something they see. Also, we have way more time to spend on social media and ingest and internalize shitty things. Excuse my language. So I don't know. I think that we have to be very, very careful in regards to what we put out there and what we try to cancel, because it's like the boy who cried wolf. If over time all we're doing is just like, you need to be canceled because, I don't know, you don't like Velveeta shells and cheese. So because I'm a huge fan of Velveeta shells and cheese, by the way, you should not buy cheese in a box off a shelf. However, a person should not be canceled because of that. And again, I will stand by that. There are absolutely things that people need to be held accountable for, but people are innocent until proven guilty, right? You would want the same, I would say, courtesy if it was you who was about to be canceled in, right? You know, that's one of those things. But it's scary because more and more as I'm on Twitter, as I'm on Instagram, as I look at the news, it seems that as though we're so quick to just remove something because we can't handle it. And it's like, where do we draw the line? Guys, let me know, where do we draw the line? Is there a line to be drawn? Have we drawn the line? Is the line in the sand there and I'm oblivious to it? Am I oblivious to it? Let's see what you guys are saying below. Hey, Amber. Great, Ariana from New Orleans. Love New Orleans. Good to see you. What do you think about canceling J.K. Rowling? I will say this: as a person who is LGBTQ+ and have lots of transgender friends, I think what she's saying is wrong. I think that J.K. Rowling needs to really do her homework and figure out what the hell world she's living in now, because transgender people are people just like me and you. They deserve all the goodness, all the love, all the wonderful things that being alive has to offer. Point blank period. I have lots of transgender friends. I call them my family, friends of the family you choose, and I stand by that. Johnny, great question. How about the situations where people who deserve to be brought to the forefront and cause all those aforementioned situations to people that don't deserve it? You bring up good points, but there's two sides to every coin. There are absolutely two sides to every coin. That's the question I'm asking. What's the barometer? What is the playbook for canceling someone? And it goes back to, we're weaponizing that, right? Because anyone can do it. Some voices are louder and have more weight and have more power. Therefore, they attract more people to do the work, right? So I don't know. That's a great question. Let's see here. Thanks, Mark. Hey, Brett. Peter. All right, guys, look, I'm gonna cancel cancel Peter. Yes, cancel the no shelf cheese, bro. Tillamook natural. But guys, as I said, think about it. Think about cancel culture and just think about, you know, the consequences and also the effects of it, because there are people who absolutely deserve to be canceled. But again, until we have a playbook of what that looks like, until the court of public opinion, because that's all this is. That's all our opinion is on social media, is the court of public opinion. And we think we know everything. We think we have the facts, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't. Also, the content and the news that we are watching, and the news that we are basing our opinions on, vetted, factual. Is it their opinion that we're attaching to? There's all these things you have to consider, right? All these things you have to consider, and also your own values and your own morals. As adults, we have the liberty and the free will to act as we want, think as we want, and be as we want. But I think we have to now, more than ever, especially in 2020, and everything that's transpired, going all the way back to Me Too, Time's Up. Before that, with civil unrest and the racist climate we're living in now, think back to 1992 and Rodney King. There has been so many moments of just heinous behavior that happened for years. It's just now we have, again, cell phones capturing it all, the Karens, everything, right? So think about that when it comes to canceling someone. And is it warranted? And what line do you draw in the sand for yourself when it comes to being done with someone or something? All right. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I'll be back here tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on Haps. Guys, follow on Twitter, download the app, and it's been a joy talking to you guys. Until next time, I'm